An Average Campaign just released their new Halloween event, and to be honest, it's pretty fun. So I recommend 1 to 3 players for this event. At least go Prius and have one person dedicated to tanking enemies. So basically, you want to go into the lobby, find the pumpkin on a stool, and make a party to access this Halloween event. So once you're in, there's going to be 8 rounds total, alright? There's going to be a mini boss at the 4th round and the final boss at the 8th round. Every 4 rounds, by the way, you'll get access to a shop, and I'll explain more of that later on. So I think this event is pretty easy as long as you know what you're doing, and I'll just give you a few tips and tricks on how to beat this very easily. Alright. Whether you're a fresh player or a seasoned pro, it doesn't matter what time you spent on this game, anyone can beat this new Halloween event. Because when you enter with your party, your boons and masteries don't matter at all. It just takes you in as a fresh player. So don't worry about it. Ask anyone for help, ask for your friends for help who have never played the game. It's all good. The strategies for fighting are pretty consistent and easy, so basically what you want to do is focus the more stronger enemy every single round, and then once they're dead, you want to focus the rest of the enemies. So for the first round, you're going to focus the pumpkin monster, the next round, focus the spider, and the round after that, focus the bee or candy demon. And then after that, you'll be on the 4th round, where you'll finally fight your first boss. Now, before the boss fight, you'll actually get access to a shop, and this shop is pretty basic, but it's very useful. So what you'll mainly want to buy here is basic crafting materials like metal scrap, spider silk, and rat hide to make your armor for your specific classes, right? Like metal armor for the warrior, silk items for your priest, and rat items for your assassin, right? And so on and so forth, right? And I would also recommend just selling your other stuff. Maybe buy some health potions just in case, and also save up to buy a wizard hat for your mage, which is very useful. And to be honest, this shop isn't that important. It's just to buy some basic equipment and just get more prepared for your boss fight. As a general tip for health items, I'd recommend saving your sugar, crafting that into candy corn, as that offers the most HP out of the 3 candy items you can craft, and mainly using pumpkin flesh as your main healing item, as you can use it during battle, but I would recommend using it as a consumable during your rest stop before going into battle, as you don't want to waste a turn using a healing item that will probably get wasted after an enemy hits you next turn. Also, extra tip, save some sugar, at least enough to be able to make 1 chocolate for each of your party members for the final boss fight. I don't think this is a necessary crafting step, but it's just very helpful, and that's what I did to defeat the final boss. Right, now we're at the first boss fight of this event. So what I would recommend doing for the first turn is to get your mages and or rogues to prep up, focus, start setting up their hard-hitting abilities, right? And also get your warrior or dedicated tanking person to start blocking or taunting the boss itself, right? They'll be the ones who absorb most of the damage, while your other party members will deal most of the damage to defeat the boss. Now, this boss is pretty easy. Once your warrior or dedicated tank has gotten the boss to target them, just keep healing your tank, making sure that they don't die, and keep having your tank discard, right? And because this boss has mainly only single target attacks, just keep up this pattern of constantly taunting the boss, getting him to target your tank, and then healing the tank while also doing hard-hitting spells or moves on the boss, and eventually you'll be able to whittle down the boss consistently and kill it. Now, after defeating the Jason boss, you're gonna receive this item called the Nightmarish Soul. And basically, what you can craft with this item is your class weapons. Everyone's always gonna receive a 1 Nightmarish Soul, and you're gonna use this to craft your own class weapon. You know what I'm saying? The machete is for warriors, the twisted longbow is for rangers, and the knife is for rogues, and so on and so forth, right? You can't craft any armors or any charms with this, so just use this item to craft your own weapon. And each of these weapons will actually grant us specific ability, right? Not a new ability, just an ability from the other classes from the main game, but it's very useful nonetheless. Now, for the next few rounds after the Jason boss before the final boss, the strategies are still very consistent and the same as the first 4 rounds. Just target the most strongest enemy and then clean up the rest of the minor enemies, and just have your warrior taunt, have your priests heal, and yada yada yada, same thing, you'll be fine. This isn't that hard. Alright, now you're at the final stage, right before the big boss fight. You're going to be able to enter another new shop with even better items this time. Mainly, you're going to want to buy the charms here. So there's a lot of different charms, right? Some for mages, some for warriors. Just buy whatever applies to you. Buy whatever gives you the most stats that your class scales off specifically, and you'll be fine, right? Not a lot of thought needed here. Now, as I recommended beforehand, you're going to want to craft at least like a couple of chocolates maybe, and give one to each of your teammates and make them consume it at the camp, right? Because the chocolate actually offers battle prowess, which gives like a 10% damage resistance, which is very useful in my opinion, but again, not needed, right? Convert all your sugar into candy corn, as that is the best healing item you can have in this mode, and give like each of your teammates like 2 candy corn each, and just divide it up evenly, right? Because you're gonna want to use everything you have in this final boss fight. Alright, we're at the final boss fight, and the strategy here is going to be pretty similar to the one you were using to fight Jason. So you're going to want your tank to taunt the boss and just absorb most of the damage, right? But the thing is about this boss is that he has 2 AoE attacks, a pumpkin throw and a cauldron rain. What you really want to be wary of for this boss fight is his status effects, alright? Now these status effects are a bit unique as they don't really do a lot of damage up front, they do a lot of damage once they're fully gone. I remember when I was doing my first boss fight of this event, and I was insanely surprised when half of my health literally disappeared when all the status effects ran out of duration. And I was like super confused. But that's the thing. These status effects do a lot of damage based on how long they were on you. So I would recommend, if you're like a rogue or a damage dealer and not the direct tank itself, to start healing and keep your health around half of your health, alright? You want to use your candy corn, keep your health above half health at all times. Because if it isn't, those status effects could genuinely one-shot you and you'll be dead for the entire fight. Now, don't worry, even if you die during this boss fight, as long as one of your teammates survive and kill the final boss, you'll get the badge and the completion achievement. So it's all good. So just stay calm, use your healing items, keep your tank healthy, keep the boss distracted, keep doing consistent damage on the boss, and you'll be fine, and this event will be done as easy as that. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Comment down below if you have any more questions or if you have any more guides you want me to make. I love this game and you should try it out too.